We have a Cherokee Tan Pumpkin. I'm not going to cook it like I did the others. We're going to use this pumpkin for making a pumpkin pie, more or less. Or more like my sweet potato dessert that has no crust. That's what we're going to try and make it gluten-free so that Danny can eat it. And we're going to be saving seeds, of course. So normally we cut the top out and scoop it out. Well, I want to be able to do it different, and I think, yeah, that came out really easily. This Cherokee Tan Pumpkin has been sitting in my dining room since September maybe, and this is the end of May. So we've got one more after this, but we're going to see how well. And let me show you something before I do this. Can you see the moisture? There's moisture coming from the top of that. It's wet. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the knife I need. I'm not sure how. Danny usually does this, so I am not 100% good with knives. Yeah, it's cutting. Yeah. We're just trying to see if how long they will last, if they're good. Isn't that awesome? Those look great. And I'm going to scoop out the seeds. I'm going to put them in this container, and we're going to put some water in them, and Danny's going to save seeds that go up on Etsy in a couple of weeks. We've got most of that one. It'll simply be scrubbing the inside out now and getting the stringy part kind of cut. But this many seeds from 1/2 of it. And what I'll do, I'll go through here and get all the stringy stuff out. And you can just feel the seeds. There's not that much stringy things once you get the seeds going. And we don't want to waste any of the seeds. We'll make sure there's nothing left but the pulp. That many seeds out of 1/2. All right, I'm gonna try and just skim the skin off of this. I don't want to get into the meat of it. I just want the skin off, and then I'm gonna cut this up in pieces. And we're gonna cook it in some water for about 20 minutes. And so it's peeling pretty easy. It's not too bad with the peeling. And another way I could do this would be to bake it and then just scoop the whole inside out. Either way. Okay. One half down, we're going to do the other, then we'll slice it in pieces. Here we have our Cherokee Tan Pumpkin, and so I'm just going to mash it a little bit, just like I would if I did sweet potatoes. So we're just going to mash it up, and this was just one pumpkin, and I'm only going to make a small amount. If I were doing sweet potatoes, it would be a bigger bowl, twice if not 3 times the amount of this. What we're going to add next, butter. You've heard me talk about canned butter. This butter was done in 12 of 16. That's about 1.5 years old. So we're going to open it up. Look at the top, nothing growing. Nothing growing, it's just pretty smooth butter. We're going to take a spoon and I'm just going to dip it out. And you see the consistency? It's a lot like peanut butter. It's that kind of smooth. Now once you put this back in the refrigerator, it will turn solid like a stick of butter. But here, it's just a smooth, you see the fork just goes through it? It's just a smooth peanut butter consistency. So we're going to put about that much in there. Okay, so usually what I do with my butter after I open it is put it in the refrigerator. That way I have no issues. But I've had people ask, can it be left out? And just, some people do leave their butter out and they have like an ice water thing that they leave it in. I think that would be okay because you're just keeping it cool. But just to sit it on the cabinet like this, I'm not 100% sure on that, so please refrigerate after opening. Okay, we're going to mix this butter in, and one reason it's melting so fast is this is still hot. I just took it out of the pot, and it's definitely melting my butter really quickly. We're going to go ahead and add sugar. Now, I'm guessing at a recipe, guys, just like I always do. I'm just going to put about what I think would make it decent for a small amount. And I'm thinking we're going to put this in cupcakes. I'm going to mix the sugar up and the butter in it really quickly. And it's still warm, so I don't want to add my egg into something warm. I don't want my egg cooking yet. So my milk, and this is almond milk, is cold. It's from the refrigerator, and we're going to add about maybe, I don't know, half a cup, and that will cool my mixture on off. My mixture's not hot now. We're going to add 1 egg. And that's mainly as a binding agent. I don't even put eggs and stuff hardly anymore. I've been learning how to use other things. But I want to know that this binds when we cook it. And so I'm adding an egg. Next up, vanilla. And this is real pure vanilla. I'm going to put 1, well, not quite, almost 1 cup. This vanilla just, oh man, it'll make you not want any other kind of vanilla. It does awesome. I'll mix that up in there. I'm gonna add about a cup. Well, I'm gonna add a half a cup of almond flour first and see how well it does, and salt and baking powder. Now you don't need that much salt, you just need enough to make it work. So about 1/4 of a teaspoon would do the job. Baking powder, I always do a good teaspoon to most things because I want it to rise somewhat. Okay. Now we'll mix it and see if we need to add any more flour to it, if it's thick enough, or we just want to chance it without it. It is looking good. And right now it's still kind of a soupy mixture, so I'm going to add about I don't know if it's quite half a cup. I'm going to say altogether you're going to have pretty close to a cup of almond flour in it. It's going to be close. Okay, it's still a little soupy. Time we let it sit there and absorb the almond flour, it's going to hold together a little better. We're going to add it into muffin tin. We're going to use our little scoop here. And we're going to scoop out about half a cup. And I have a little bit left. So I'm going to put it in a small container. We're going to bake these at 375 for at least 15-20 minutes. I'm going to keep checking them because, like I say, this is the first time I've made Cherokee Tan. I don't even know what to call it. Cherokee Tan muffins. That's what we'll call them. They're gluten-free. We're going to see how they turn out. Okay, guys. Cherokee Tan pumpkin in the little small thing is what it looks like. Danny and I are going to try it in just a second. My muffins, not really my fault that they sunk. The power went out. We got a bad storm coming. Power went out 10 minutes into their cooking when they got really, really high, rose really well. But they finished cooking after, the power was off, just blinked off, but it was off on the oven for a few minutes before I realized it. So we're going to try those two, see what they do. They're cooling off now. So we got a taste test now.
There we go.
So this is a gluten-free Cherokee Tan pumpkin dessert. A lot like what we do with the sweet potatoes. We just substituted Cherokee Tan for sweet potatoes. What's it like?
That's pretty good.
It's not overly sweet.
No.
I got the sugar about right.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's gluten-free, so it has almond flour in it.
Man. It's got the Cherokee Tan taste, but it's also got a nutty taste.
Which would be the almond flour.
Yeah, that would be the almond flour in it. That's
It doesn't hold together like a cake because it doesn't have but one egg. If I had put a couple of eggs or maybe
if you'd
3
probably
eggs,
put 2 eggs in it,
two would probably would have done a little better.
Yeah.
But
it's also still hot.
True. And it's holding together reasonably well.
Yeah, it's almost. It's a good. I like it.
So you can use Cherokee Tan in place of the recipe for sweet potatoes. Actually, the recipe in my cookbook calls for sweet potatoes, and you make put nuts and everything on it.
Yeah.
This would be awesome with that too.
Oh, this.
So check out my cookbook.
Yeah, this is just another awesome way to use a Cherokee Tan pumpkin.
You can use it any way you use sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, it's awesome. I mean, guys, this. I wish there was some way I could take this and bring it to you, but I know that's impossible.
And we don't have a taste of vision or a smell of vision.
That's good. That's real good.
We're almost through with this little.
We're gonna have to write that recipe down for sure.
Well, it really wasn't a write down recipe. He hates it when I do that, guys. It was basically 1 pumpkin, 1 egg, about 1/4 cup of milk, maybe 1/2 cup of sugar, a cup of almond flour, a cap of vanilla.
You still need to write it down because if something ever happened to you, I wouldn't know that. You know? I mean, that's why I'm always saying write stuff down.
And that's why I have a cookbook. Put it in place of sweet potatoes, right?
That's good.
So guys, pretty much
Yeah.
we finished this off. That's good. Now, I'm leaving the, I'm gonna leave these in here for a minute because this is still a little warm.
Let them get cold.
And I'm gonna let them get cold, and then we're gonna dump them out and see what they look like. But guys, Cherokee Tan Pumpkins, use them in place of sweet potatoes. Make my sweet potato dessert. Check out my cookbook for sweet potatoes. My dessert's not in there, but sweet potato casserole is. So you can use it in place of that. And
I ain't gonna let none of this wait.
he's gonna lick the pot. See you guys later. Thank you.